Hey there, and welcome to Life's Just Perfect. I'm Brenna Stebbins, a wife, mom, and full-time realtor here in North Carolina. 7 years ago, I transplanted from a tiny town in Maine to an only slightly bigger small town, and let me tell you, it has been a journey. Let's be real, these middle years, the ones where you're too old to hang out in the McDonald's playground but still figuring out what you want to be when you grow up, they're messy, magical, and nobody talks about it enough. Perfect is all about perception. What's perfect for one person might not look like perfection to another, but that doesn't make it any less beautiful. So let's dive in and embrace the chaos and talk about everything that leads us to our own version of perfect. Hey guys, it's been a minute, but this is like a real life episode for me today. I haven't recorded in almost 2 weeks because I have been in the very, very depths of a seasonal depression battle. And I feel like just popping back on here and being like, oh my God, life is great. Things are going so lovely is really defeats the whole purpose of this podcast, which maybe, again, I think I said this in the first episode. If nobody ever listens to this podcast and I get to look back at it next year, it'll be like a little snippet journal of Brenna's 2025, which is when we started this. So I want to talk about not getting stuck in those low energy days. So we're going to focus on some low energy wins that I have been living my life around these last couple of weeks because they do work. Do they fix everything immediately? Absolutely not. However, for somebody that has struggled with anxiety and depression for a very long time, there has to be a point where you realize that this doesn't last forever. You can look back over the times that you've had rough moments and rough days and remember that it does get better. There's always the darkest before the light. So when you are feeling down or stuck in a seasonal funk, I, of all people, know that the idea of doing anything else, doing something more can feel impossible. Some days I'm like, oh my God, seriously, if it wasn't for the kids and for the dogs and the horses and Travis, I literally wouldn't get out of bed. So thank goodness I have all of the responsibilities that I have because I might turn into a slug, but that's okay. Again, the goal isn't necessarily to fix everything. Sometimes you wake up in a funk, in a mood that you can't tie back to a specific issue. Something didn't happen that now you're cranky or moody or just upset. I don't know what it is. There's a chemical something that some days you just wake up and it's just like, nope, this is not my day. Today is not my day. So we're not trying to fix it. We're trying to find small, manageable ways to shift that energy and perspective with some easy, low effort wins that can hopefully make these days, if they happen, and Lord, I hope they don't happen very often, but when they do happen, make them a little lighter, make them a little easier, a little more manageable for you. So my first little segment here, I guess we'll call them like low energy wins because you got to take the little wins. I talk a lot about celebrating the small wins, and sometimes on these days, these are the ones that we need to celebrate, okay? Your 1-minute items that you can do in a minute. You're like, oh, that's good. Because if you didn't do them, you would feel gross and unhappy and just worse about yourself. So here are those things. Making your bed. Brushing your teeth. Drinking a glass of water. Changing your socks. Putting on real pants. You know, those kinds of things that honestly, sometimes you want to stay in those cozy pajamas and stay in the bed and just like not do any of that. But I've talked before about setting your brain up for success. So if we're just unhappy and letting ourselves be unhappy, we just tend to sit there longer. But making yourself do something, stimulating those little brain cells, it does help. Of course, sunlight or soft light. I know that we've had some beautiful sunny days here in North Carolina recently. I spent almost an entire afternoon. Actually, it was an entire afternoon outside on my back porch with a book in the sun, and it was glorious. This coming week, however, we are headed into a gloomy, gray, rainy session. I think it's going to last 3 or 4 days. So in that instance, find yourself a soft light, use a sun lamp. I actually, for the first time, checked out, for anybody local to me here in North Carolina, in Hickory, there is the Serenity Salt Spa. I went and sat in their infrared light sauna for an hour with a friend of mine, and oh my God, I will be doing that very often. It was amazing. There was like 6 or 7 different light settings, different infrared color settings that are supposed to help with different things, from mood to sicknesses to immune health to brain stimulation, all of the things, all of your chakras and all that stuff. They're all aligned there. They had a really informative little card that was fun to read. But 10 out of 10 would recommend you going to check them out. They're so easy, right off of, I think it's right off of 127. Serenity Salt Spa, anyways, in Hickory. If you need a little me time, little relaxing, go check out the sauna. They also have salt rooms. And this is not paid. I've been there once. But if you go there, say hello from me. I would love that. They also have a float pod and do some massages as well. So 100% check them out. Something else I think that everybody can get on board with is like sounds, music. That's very helpful. When you go to a spa and it's very soft and classical and relaxing, maybe that's the kind of music that you are looking for. Otherwise, I know that all of us can get on board with like a 80s party music vibe or 90s party music to get up, dance it out, move your body. Or again, if you're just needing something a little more relaxing, a little more calming, I use SiriusXM for everything, but they have a spa. They have a spa like channel. It's called The Spa, I think, and then one called Escape. And then of course you can get all kinds of music in there. If you're into Spotify, you can Google. People have created all kinds of playlists, whatever it is, whatever you're needing. If you're needing more of a high energy or something to just like fall asleep to, music is always, always, always helpful. Move your body. I know we don't want to. I know that that's sometimes the last thing that you want to do. But believe me, the mornings that I get up and I actually do yoga, or the mornings that I'm walking on the treadmill while I'm answering my emails, are usually the days that I'm more energetic, that I feel better. Besides sitting at the island doing paperwork, or on the couch, or if I'm sitting in the car driving a lot, get up, move your body for at least, gosh, I know this sounds like a lot, but if you're having a bad day, move it for 2 minutes. But really, get up, move your body for 30 minutes. Get some fresh air if you can. It does help, I swear. The second part of this is paying attention to your mindset in these funks. I know it's so hard to stay focused on what we're working towards, and so easy to be like, oh my God, I forgot how terrible it feels to be depressed. But what would a friend say? You know, if your best friend felt the way that you felt now, what would you say to them? And now you trick yourself. Say it to yourself. I can't tell you how many friends I have that be like, oh, like I'm like down in the dumps. I've had one, a friend of mine a couple of weeks ago. I think we switch, like when we have rough days, like, all right, I'm coming over. We're going to go get coffee. Like something, anything to just turn your attitude around. I'll tell you, like I tell my 8-year-old, you know, change your face, change your attitude, get your crap together. Get something done, make yourself feel productive, whether it's something for work. So for me, cleaning up my email, organizing a drawer in the kitchen, journal a little bit, cook dinner, start the laundry. Accomplishment gives your brain a little dopamine boost, and honestly that's what we're missing in these moments. So if we just sit and stay in these dark funks, it's hard to really get out of. But if you're constantly doing the things and doing the right things to get yourself out of it, it does take some time, but it does work. Changing your scenery also helps. When I'm like this, I don't want to leave the house at all. I don't want to go anywhere, but it's so important for me to get up, get out of the house, even if you don't feel like it. So if I'm doing showings, or if I was having an admin day and really just have a lot of paperwork and heavy lifting to do like that around the house, instead of doing it here, I will pack myself up, go to a little coffee shop, get myself a latte, and work from there for a couple of hours. Sit on the porch instead of inside, like go to the park. Anything that will refresh what you're looking at. This one is, I've done this a couple of times. So any of you that know me that are listening and chuckle, it's fine. It's fine. It works. I swear. Write down something nice to your future self. Write yourself a letter. I am the queen of little love notes and little letters. And if people ever find my secret stash of like little nice things that I say to myself, they might institutionalize me, because I'm like, you've got this. I know this day was so hard, but I'm so proud of you for doing your best and showing up and being the best person that you could be today. Even if you gave just the 20% that you had, that was 100% of what you had to give. You go, girl. Shifting the bigger picture is so helpful too. Be grateful. Focus on the little things. Focus on all of the little gratitude nuggets that you have. Make it very real and very tangible. So instead of like, I'm grateful for my kids, I'm grateful for my husband, I'm grateful for our dogs, like those kinds of things, try to make it very, very tangible. When I was in therapy for a long time, she would ask me something, I could see, something I could touch, something I could hear. Make those very, very small. The smaller and the more specific, the more effective these are. So I like my blanket that it's very soft. I love the smell of my lavender candle. I love seeing that cardinal out the window. Those things, very helpful. And this is, you guys, this is a compilation of me being a little hot mess express for a giant chunk of my life, and some very helpful tips from many years of therapy. So you're welcome. Saving you lots and lots of money with these nuggets. Anyways, intentional input. Okay. Swapping out the negative for something neutral or uplifting. This is, for me, this is like not watching the news or getting involved in something heavy like that, and maybe watching a lady scrapbook 90 seconds at a time on Instagram. Or the best ones are those girls that reorganize their fridges with all of the little containers and the happy little, like, when they click their nails on things. Those ones, the ASMR videos, those are. And the last one is a feel-good moment. Plan something to look forward to, even if it's tiny. Give yourself something exciting to look forward to the next day or later this afternoon. You're going to go get coffee with a friend tomorrow. You are going to pick up your favorite to-go meal tonight for dinner. You are going to take a day trip to the beach and stick your feet in the sand. Something like that. Again, it helps you stop sitting in this sad, dark moment that we're in and get yourself out of it. The idea is to start digging out of this dark little hole that we have ourselves in. That's it. I know it's a lot, but these are all things that I've somewhat had on, rotation, or some days it's the same thing that I pick over and over and over. And you don't have to do all of these. Like I said, these are things that I've done in several different ways, several different genres of them over years and years, but just pick one that sounds like it would be helpful. Feeling better doesn't have to mean that you're feeling amazing. Sometimes it's just about feeling better than you did 20 minutes ago, or feeling better than you did yesterday. That's really it, you guys, because I know that it's so easy to get lost in like, oh, everybody's so happy, and here I am with nothing to be unhappy about, and I'm just stuck in this gross, yucky fog. But remember, the sun is setting after 6 o'clock now, and it just gets longer from here. So soon we are going to have 7:30, 8:30 like nights. It's going to be warm. It's going to be sunny. Oh, it's going to be amazing. We have got this, and I will see you next time. We just finished another episode of Life's Just Perfect with a crooked T. If you loved what you heard, don't forget to subscribe, share, and leave a review. And until next time, let's keep redefining the word perfect.